to preview the film Border Invasion: An American Crisis by Veterans for America First, aka Veterans for Trump. That's next. Welcome back to the program. I don't have to tell you much more about the crisis at our southern border, okay? But what the media is not showing you, well, there are some really good people out there looking to make a difference when it comes to our nation's security. And an organization called Veterans for America First is actually getting ready to release a film called Border Invasion: An American Crisis. Here's the trailer.
And within a matter of 2 months, Joe Biden went for the most secure border ever to historic illegal immigration. So he opened the floodgates.
I would, in fact, make sure that we immediately surge to the border. All those people are seeking asylum.
Biden has created this border crisis by allowing these folks to come across our border, and that has been detrimental to our country.
They have deliberately opened the border to fundamentally change the fabric of our country.
Now Americans across the country are bracing for the end of Title 42 as thousands of migrants wait along the Mexican side of the border.
Officials telling NBC News most migrants are now being released into the U.S.
It is becoming harder and harder not to conclude that the border crisis is intentional.
We have over 200,000 illegal aliens that have been flown in from their home country directly into the U.S.
All right, well, joining me on the program is Chad Caton, spokesman for Veterans for America First, aka Veterans for Trump. This documentary was made in partnership with us, Salem Media.
Yes, sir. They're distributing it. We're really excited about Salem being a part of it. And, you know, that trailer's tough, isn't it? Especially with what's going on right now. We're pretty excited about this going out. We have some big names. I just got to film General Flynn yesterday. He's going to be in the last part of this documentary, and he really brings some fire to what's going on in our country and what's been happening at the border.
During my argument, I pointed out, I put up the graphic, the media fact checkers are trying to make this go away. The Department of Homeland Security is spending $323.7 million of Veterans Administration resources on free health care for people crossing the border illegally. I have the receipts. I put them up on the screen. I showed the text. This is not a joke. What is happening at the border is affecting veterans' health care, government-run education. There are city budgets that are cratering, like Denver, Colorado. I think they spent $136 million, local money on health care for the illegals. We cannot afford this. And some people just, they don't want to believe it.
The unfortunate part is that uncomfortable sucks for a lot of people. And that's where we are with this border crisis. It reaches every aspect of our country, from the fentanyl crisis that has killed almost 300,000 Americans, and then to the child trafficking, one of the worst things you could ever have to witness or see somebody tell their testimony about. It's disgusting right now. And it's all because of one thing: not being able to shut a border. And the very people that want to keep the border open have walls around their very homes. It's sad that this is the way it is. And on the veteran side, like you just talked about, veterans are being kicked out of halfway houses that they've found themselves in some kind of substance where they have to go to a halfway house. They're being put in their own little tent city, taking care of each other so that illegal people can come in and take the warm bed from them. This is a disgrace. It's treasonous. It's disgusting. And we're going to be on the front lines and let this regime and anybody else, this is a nonpartisan issue. When did we turn away from the great part of what this country has as its veterans and stand them up and protect them when they put their hand in the air to protect us? It makes me sad and sick.
I brought that up with you on my radio program earlier. Where are the Democrat veterans? We're not talking about state versus federal, education policy or where to build a bridge and how much it should cost, right? We're not bickering over the usual Republican. There are Democrat veterans who served honorably. Even though I might not agree with them on certain policies, I will always respect and admire their status as a veteran, how they serve this country. How can Democrat veterans stay silent on this. We're not talking a bed and a few $100. We're talking $300 million taken away from the VA that could be treating Democrat veterans. It doesn't really matter. This is absolutely absurd.
It takes me 19 months to get an eye exam. I have to get an eye exam every year to be able to get new glasses or contacts. The VA has gone into the toilet the minute that Donald Trump's picture was taken off the wall. This is what is so crazy to us as veterans, where we're looking at our own government, our own commander in chief at one time, if we were still in, because the oath has no expiration. We are the ones that they're throwing into the ditch while they're letting illegal men, not women and children, men pour into our border that are obviously, if they want it to be, and if that's the plan, to be an invasion force from within. I don't care how you look at this. This is a morality thing. This is a patriotic thing. This is something that we should all understand as being Americans and want, whether you're a Democrat, libertarian, I don't care. But the Democrat people and the Democrat congressmen, they sit on their hands, do nothing because of ideology.
Without giving away too much, without giving it away, what might be the most shocking thing we take away from this?
Well, I took two. It's very raw. It is very, very raw. You will be uncomfortable watching this, just to the aspect of how real it is. And Victor Avila, who's running there for Congress, Avila, excuse me, I always mess that up. And he's actually there where they're coming across the border. That's his district. He's fighting Gonzalez for that seat. He was left for dead in a Suburban after it was flipped, coming back from inside Mexico with boxes where he was sent to go get with him and his partner. They went to go get this, Jaime Zapatas, and they got ran off the road by the Zetas. It's his cartel. They flipped it, and the Zetas did a U-turn, came back with automatic weapons and opened fire on Victor and Zapatas. Zapatas died. Victor got shot in his chest and 3 in his leg. Had to sit there with his dead partner till a helicopter came as he called the embassy saying that we needed help. Now it's starting to come out why he was sent to Mexico to pick up these boxes. He thought it might be evidence for Homeland Security, but what it was tchotchkes from his former boss that was working in Mexico. He went to go pick up his laundry. That happened. But guess what? We can't find the evidence logs right now. The evidence logs are lost. It's amazing how if you get in the higher echelon of government in this administration, it's all gone. And if I sound mad to you, I am. These are my brothers and sisters. I know what it takes to keep a country safe. And I've watched what they've done to my people.
I got to leave it there. Thanks for joining us. I look forward to seeing it. All right,